in Lebanon, my guest is a master communicator. She's an absolute go-getter. And I have to say she's an inspiration to the world. She is Lana CAPTAN. Lana, you know, you're so cool. You're so humble. You're so collected. But you are so accomplished.
Thank you so much.
Do you ever stop and say, wow, see how far I've come?
No.
Are you serious?
No, I don't actually. I don't see it. It all comes from a passion. So yeah, I don't find myself stopping and thinking about it yet.
Yeah. You have done so many different things in your young life. You've worked for the UN. Is it fair to say that now you are also an entrepreneur focusing on health and wellness and good food? And you do all these amazing things around the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, which one should we even start with?
I think they all come around, it's a 360 thing for me. They all come around to my passion for happiness. And of course, my background in the UN has always been a foundation for everything that I do. So when it comes to wellness, it's about providing a healthy environment for people to live in, for my own kids. And that's where my journey started. It's in my late 30s, I realized that I need to think about myself. And I think self-care for anyone, but mainly for women these days, because we have a lot on our plate, working women especially. And that's where the journey of the wellness came in, and then that ended up with what I call my retirement project, which is Theia, which we'll of course talk about.
How did you get into the UN?
Okay, so actually my career started as a journalist. And that started when I was growing up in Ghana, because I went to GIS.
Ooh,
I'm a Ghanaian.
GIS alum.
Yes, like yourself. So
Yeah.
Anita and I are fellow GIS alums. And growing up, we had only one TV station, and that was CNN. And I used to watch Christiana Mampour religiously every Friday. So that started with my interest in the media and journalism, in having a voice, especially as a woman. And getting involved in the UN just came about because I wanted to have a voice, but on a more, if you want, on a more structured institutional level. So I shifted from journalism to PR, and then I worked for the UN for about 12 years with 2 different agencies.
Let's find a connection between your go-getterness, you know, your desire to get what it is that the world can give you. And let's just say how women are encouraged in Lebanon. What is the comparison? How do you draw the parallel?
So for me, I grew up in Ghana. So my initial contact with women was always with strong women. This is my opinion, Ghana is a very matriarchal society. Women are very strong, they're business women. My mother is a strong woman, my grandmothers are strong women. So I was always surrounded by strong women. I only got to know Lebanon actually when I was 18.
Interesting.
And I went to university there, and I was there in post-war Lebanon. So I arrived, I was a foreigner.
You were a foreigner in Lebanon
yes.
because Ghana is your first home.
Homeland. Yeah, of course, it's my home. So I arrived there as a foreigner, not speaking Arabic well, not reading Arabic well, in a post-war environment, and I had to survive. And I came from a very protected, healthy, you know, social life, family life. And I was in the middle of this jungle, and I had to survive it. And I think that really made me stronger. And I looked around me, and I found all these women who survived a lot of trauma.
Yes.
And that pushed me. And working in journalism, I was exposed to a lot of field work, things that I may have not done initially, but that I found myself thrown into in a language. I had to interview people in a language that I wasn't even familiar with. So I became this survivor amidst all of this in my career, in my emotional, social life. And I think that really made me stronger. And I became, I think, my identity was enriched. And this is why I went there. I could have gone to America or the UK or anywhere, or Canada. I have connections in all those places, but I really wanted to go there. And I think that really strengthened my personality and my pride of being a woman.
When leaving Lebanon to go wherever else your work would take you, your dreams would take you, what armed you? What did you learn in Lebanon that you can say, you know what, when I left, this is what I left with, and I've never looked back?
Two things. I left with a feeling of earned resilience. And it's not just the women, it's everyone. When you go through trauma, you become resilient. And that really makes you a stronger person. And I teach that to my kids. The second thing I learned, because Lebanon and post-war Lebanon was going through an identity crisis. And people didn't really know whether they wanted to be attached to a place with so much that went through so much turmoil. But yet there was this revolution, a beautiful revolution, where people started and it was mainly in the cultural and the art scene. And they started expressing themselves, and you had authors and poets and artists, and suddenly you had these really amazing spaces where people were talking about pride and identity and nationalism in its purest form. And I really was inspired by that. And maybe that's one of the reasons that, brought me, when I came back to Ghana, it took me into entrepreneurship, because I found that I had so much that I could give. One of the things was food that we talked about. How to use food to instill this pride, or reinstill a sense of pride in who you are.
When we come back after the break, Lana will tell me about her food business. It is important that we hear about this food business because, one of the major scary things to do is to be an entrepreneur. Multiply that by 10, be a food entrepreneur. We'll be right back with Lana CAPTAN on Sheroes after this. You're welcome to the world of Anita Erskine Network, and we've got so much to share with you. So go online at www.anitaerskinenetwork.com and find out more. You're welcome back. What do you do when you're born in one country, grow up in another, go back to that country that is your first country, and discover the changes? You become resilient and versatile, and that's who Lana CAPTAN is. But Lana, you could have done so many different things, or you actually almost did so many different things before you birthed this food entrepreneurship. What are some of the things you literally walked away from?
When I first came back to Ghana, I continued my career in the UN for 2-3 years. And I came back when there were elections, and I was a governance consultant for the UNDP for 2 years. And then I realized that, like you just said, there was so much missing. I was missing a lot from my childhood. And I'm a foodie. And my husband is a foodie, my kids are foodies. And we are, unabashedly, when we travel, the first thing we do is we Google where to go, because food is your connector. It's your connector to culture, to people's feelings, emotions. So I was missing the kelewele, I was missing the corn on the street, I was missing the plantain, the roasted plantain. Yeah. And I kept complaining about this to my husband, who was new to Ghana. He's more Ghanaian than I am now. He was new to Ghana. And he said, but if why are you complaining so much? Look for them. Why understand why there aren't any kelewele sellers anymore? Why the kayaye, the lady who comes with the bread, doesn't walk around my neighborhood anymore? So it really disturbed me, and I kept talking about it. And then the space was available in somewhere where I thought would look beautiful to host a place of national pride for this. So basically, Theia, that means goddess in Greek.
Theia.
It means goddess.
Theia.
Yes. It means goddess in Greek. She's the legend says she's the goddess of heavenly light. She's the mother of the sun, moon, and stars. So even though this project is my husband and I together.
You grabbed it.
Yes. And he gave it to me.
Oh, don't we love our husbands?
So he loved the name. When I told him, but Theia is the goddess. So she's Mother Nature. She's our mothers, our strong mothers, our strong grandmas. Why not? And it is all about using local ingredients to be proud of who we are. So I'm now a food researcher. I wasn't trained to do this, but through my interest in local ingredients, one of my favorite cakes is the pebbles cake.
Pebbles cake.
So you remember how we used to buy pebbles off the side of the street? You can't find them very often now.
No, they're going down now.
So I hunted them down, and we crushed them and put them on a chocolate cake made with pure Ghana cocoa, pure chocolate couverture. I now know what couverture is.
What is couverture?
Okay, these are the blocks. So, but in the cooking cuisine world, they call them couverture.
I see.
So I learned all of these things, and I've made connections with local chefs and local suppliers and local artisans who make beautiful things. My shishinga powder that we use in our breakfast, do you know where it's from?
Where is it
It's from our GIS kebab seller.
The back there,
yes.
Stephen.
I went to Stephen.
You
Stephen.
lie.
I swear to you. I went to Stephen, and I almost didn't recognize him. And I said, I'm looking for Stephen. And he said, I'm Stephen. Lana, you're all grown up.
Aww.
So I buy my shishinga powder from Stephen, and we use it in our, we don't fry, everything is fresh.
Yeah, you bake, right?
Yeah, we bake everything. It's a healthy lifestyle, because we also need to be more healthy.
Yeah.
But we're not a spinach and kale place, because I like my food, but it can be healthy.
Yeah.
So this is it. So we use these ingredients, the pebbles, the chocolate, that we do truffles. I brought you something today. Tiger nuts. Do you know we have such, tiger nuts, we've always had them off the side of the road, but I never researched it. So I went online, and oh my goodness.
What it does.
Everything. It's packed with nutrients, vitamins. It is an immunity booster.
Yeah.
So we made a cookie out of it.
Tiger nut cookie.
Yes. So I brought that for you today. And we're using a lot of cocoa. We have a cacao tea that you have to try, because that is also an immune booster. It's a mood enhancer. Ghana is blessed with so much, Anita.
I feel that, sometimes even we women, when we're having conversations, we forget that it's not just about doing well in your business, but it's also about looking at your environment and looking at how the things in your environment can boost you and how you can take advantage. So I'm happy that a lot of African women are now rocking their natural hair, etc. A lot of women are now looking into eating healthy. But I think beyond that, it is what access we have to our natural resources, the things around us, that help us thrive.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that you're doing that. Because, I have to be honest, the first time I walked into Theia, I said, you know what, I'm looking for a ham and cheese sandwich. Hang on. And the chef says, you want a healthy ham and cheese, or you want, he said, you want a healthy sandwich, or you just want a ham and cheese? And I stopped for a minute and I said, I want a healthy sandwich. And he made me the most delicious sandwich. And I remember I was filming with Shirley at the time on Yellow Pepe, and I was hungry and all of that. But I have to congratulate you, because at no point in time in my 14 days at Theia did I ever feel, I'm so stuffed and I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I always felt, I'm full,
but
I feel great.
Exactly.
And let's move on.
Exactly.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. That makes me so proud, because that's exactly, we're applying what we decided to do at home. Because we're foodies, and we needed to also watch our weight and watch everything about, and being after 40, of course, you get all the health problems. I thought, you know what, let's apply what we do at home. So we don't fry, we bake. So you probably we don't do processed foods. So we don't do ham, we don't do turkey, we don't do bacon, we don't do, but you can still have a hearty breakfast with the shishinga, tossed, sauteed potatoes.
Now I'm hungry.
And enjoy that. So,
Lana, I want you to teach me about the power of reinvention and the power of versatility, because I feel that you've been able to do it so successfully. How is it done?
On a personal level, the way I delved very deeply into myself in my late 30s, after all the career highs and having 2 kids. And I realized that I need to find my inner calm. And that inner calm, I think, is what it churns out the creativity. So I never thought I would do Reiki. I'm a pranic healing practitioner. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I've done neuro-linguistic programming. I'm a practitioner there as well. I'm trying to remember. I did all the things, that would be my guiding light to that inner calm. And I'm still on that journey. I call it the journey to self-actualization, because that's when your potential, you're using all your potential within yourself. And that's, I think, that is maybe what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I see you, and today you are at a UN convention or conference. You flip so easily. Tomorrow you're picking up the kids from school. You look so calm. And the next day you're in Theia, you're writing down. And it's so beautiful to see. I mean, I know that there are definitely struggles in between that we may not see. But what I just love about your personality is, in a world where you could really complain about all the problems today, every time I hear you say something, it's so positive.
I'm so glad. Thank you, Anita. That's
Thank you.
exactly what I try to do for myself before I do it for other people.
others.
When people walk into Theia, to the compound where Theia is, they tell me they feel a sense of peace and calm. And I tell them that's my journey to calm. I've also discovered gardening and how beautiful it is. And I have a vineyard now in my garden. You have to come. We have grapes in Ghana. So I found things that make me happy and make me calm. I'm not there yet completely. There are days when, of course, life...
You're human.
You're human, and you know, it's a tough world out there. And I've come to enjoy my moments with my kids more because of that. Because I can sit with them and my mind and my heart is clearer. So I think it's about that, finding that inner calm. Nobody's perfect. But I think we have to also know that you are good enough. Everybody's good enough to be, and is worthy of finding that inner calm. Wow. So when you reach that, or reach that sense of consciousness, then I think it's much easier.
I hope that most of us reach that sense of consciousness, because we're always go, go, go. I was just saying to my stylist, Nana, this morning, I mean, it's been weeks of go, 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 go. And indeed, you've got to stop sometimes and do a little bit of gardening.
Yes.
And do a little bit of cooking.
Exactly.
And just find balance.
Exactly. Okay.
I have a gift for you.
Thank you.
And that gift is from my great friends at Vlisco.
Thank you so much.
And I keep telling everybody who comes on the show that these are not just gifts, or this is not just me gifting you something. It's a journey that I've been on, and Shiro's is part of that powerful journey of self-realization of purpose and wanting to lend my voice to a movement.
Yes.
You know, some call it gender equality. We call ourselves generation equality. I just say a movement where I want to be able to be my sister's keeper. So I've got gifts from Vlisco. And every single time you think to yourself, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do this, I want you to look at this box and look at what is in it and remind yourself that you came on Shiro's not because you're good, but because you are a mover and a shaker. And we love what you're doing for other women. So that's the first one.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow. More than one.
And we're going to put you in some print.
Oh,
So-
I already have
Oh,
one. Yeah.
girl, you know
Yeah.
your stuff. You are gonna go for sure.
Papa gotta go.
And so the next time you're trying to open that, yeah, you
Yeah.
can open it. And then next time, hopefully it's something that matches your outfit. I'm
outfit.
sure it will be. Let's see, what color is
Oh,
it? Ah,
wow.
there you go. Power green. Green for money.
Love
Power
it,
green.
love it, love it.
And
Love
then,
it
of
so
course,
much.
adorn yourself in Vlisco and
you
walk
so
out.
much.
You are a beautiful woman,
Thank you so much.
inside and
Thank you so
out.
much. Thank you so much. Thank
So
you
this
so
is
much.
yours as well. Ooh,
I
get a
have
present.
something for you.
Ooh, I get a present.
So this is a Theia goodie box. It has
Okay.
our...
Can I open it?
Yes. We have our tiger nut cookies,
Okay.
truffles, and biscotti made with chocolate, all made in Ghana.
Okay.
The box, as you can tell, is a sustainable box. This was made especially for us because we don't like to use paper or plastic. We try to stay as eco-friendly as possible.
Are you guys seeing this?
And yeah, so thank you for inviting us.
Aw, thank you for hosting me, Anita. Oh, thank you very much, Lana. Okay, so I'm going to open this because, you see, if I don't eat here on set and finish it,
And
by the
share
time
it.
I'm done, my director and ooh.
Yeah, we try to make it a bit, you know, you can take it as a gift for a loved one, but all proudly Ghanaian. From the box
Okay,
to the cookies to the chef who made it.
these are the truffles, yeah?
Yeah. So I hope you
Gosh.
enjoy them.
Lana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Anita.
You've made my day, not just because you have brought me gifts, but because you've touched on various aspects of life that I think our women need to hear.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
Thank you.